Good afternoon, everyone. We are back again for the second time. I have no idea what happened with the last one. Um, it seemed so. What's happening, Chris, is when you go to restream and then you're pinging it out to all your channels,
Yep.
it's not pinging it. It keeps coming up with an error, and then I do it again, and then it just doesn't work. But it allows me to go live, so it wasn't going out anywhere, which is
Odd.
bizarre. But
Very.
yeah, even trying to set up this one proved to be difficult. So it's not obviously pinging in YouTube, which means no one's getting notified and no one's going to be there to watch. So
No fun at all.
frustrating. But people are bouncing in already. So guys, we are here today to talk about building an SEO community. We will start from scratch. Eric, MD here, and all that stuff. We actually did start at the right time, guys, but for some reason we were talking to ourselves and it didn't go live officially. So apologies for the delay. But we are here to talk about building an SEO community and, of course, answering any other questions that you may have in relation to SEO, digital marketing in general. And please do check out channel sponsor, The News Guy. The logo is above, the link is below. But Chris, we were talking it, but we'll just recap again. Building an SEO community, good or bad for you? I know you, well, I'll let you say it again.
Well, originally it was around COVID time, and to be quite frank, I was watching. I was really watching Chase with his group, and I was like, man, he has all these members, and he's not even doing SEO. Plus, it was COVID time, I believe, like right around that time. And to be quite honest, maybe like many solopreneurs at that time, 5 or however many years ago it was, man, I was kind of. It's nice to talk to people that want to talk about SEO.
Yeah.
So for some peer interaction, plus hopefully I was thinking maybe make some dollars. And on top of that, share some really cool stuff. And I needed something to do. It was a win-win for everybody. So yeah, I was just throwing it against the wall. Let's see what happens. Plus I watched someone that wasn't even doing SEO. Relatively, it looked like a success. I was like, man, this looks cool. Let me try it. So
yeah.
that was it. He inspired me. I was inspired.
He done well with it, and he's obviously went on to do bigger and better things. He's all over AI now, I think. So, or always kind of was on his automation trail anyway, wasn't he?
Sure. He'll just randomly call me and be like, hey, doesn't even like no pitch, no nothing. Just like, hey man, I've been noticing this. Why don't you try this, and this? Like just out of the blue. Talk to him for like 2 hours. It's weird. It's cool. Nice. I like it. Yeah, it's an interesting thing.
Yeah. No, he's an interesting character. And now and again, he pops in and says hi as well. So, yeah. But, yeah, I think I was the same as you, Chris. Like I said, wasn't at conferences and stuff because of COVID. Where are you getting your information from? Obviously, on YouTube or whatever, people are selective in terms of what they share for obvious reasons. You don't want Google finding out what you're up to exactly, or your right. method or whatever it is you're doing. You don't really want to disclose the finer details. So, and you weren't at conferences, so you couldn't have that kind of, hey, dude, man, I've seen you doing this, but tell me more or whatever. So, I think trying to do it in a kind of community format kind of appealed to me because it's obviously closed. It's not aired live publicly in YouTube, so you can be a little bit more open. So that was the kind of big thing for me. So if anyone does want to build an SEO community, or whether it's an AI community or whether it's a business community, I think the concept is all the same. You just want to be surrounded by like-minded people who are doing similar shit or better shit than yourself, selfishly, to pick up from them as well. So it's certainly all positive from my perspective. I think I've met some great people doing it as well. So, but platform-wise, Chris, on building an SEO community, just if anyone ever does, because I'm sure people will start asking that question, well, what platform should I use and all that stuff. What what platform are you using again for your community? I can't remember.
I've been using Podia.
Right.
I've been using it since the beginning. At that present, when I started my community, that was the best to rock out with. I think Circle's really cool. I think what's that new one? School, which mimics Google Classroom.
Yeah.
It's like identical. Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
But with better promotion, obviously. It's not, when something's built in, it's not as cool. Because I thought about using Google Classroom. But yeah, I like Circle, Podia. Podia, you have unlimited everything. They don't tax me on on a sale, unlimited amounts of data. Because when you start loading in 50 videos for a training program and they're all 4K, it's some hosting problems. Because I also looked at another really cool option would be, I think it's called Tube Buddy or Community Buddy or something. It's the ones that the IMG gentlemen use.
Yeah.
It's a cloud that works very, very well. But then you're in charge of all your data and everything and management. I like everything to just work.
Yeah.
Like the chat's already built in, the sales is built in, the funnels are built in, the email, everything's just done, and it's cheap and it works. That's what I like.
See, the problem you've got with that is you want everything built in and it to be cheap. That doesn't often happen.
1,000%. Well, cheap is a relative thing, or affordable, I should say.
Yeah.
Like when I'm looking at the options, who's got the best product for the best price?
Yeah.
And then at the time, I don't know about now, it's been a while because I don't go shopping. Like once I find a plug, like that's my guy. Okay, you're my guy.
Yeah.
And that's it.
No, it's I think I am on Mighty Networks. I looked at a good few. I've had things on Podia. I've had things on Thinkific in the past. And I think Mighty Networks was just the one that ticked most of the boxes for me at the time. And now that I'm on it, I ain't fucking moving. That's the... I
tried that for a minute.
Yeah, you're just like, I've had a look at School and various other ones since then, and they look really good. But it's a habit thing for me in terms of platform. So if you're building a community, obviously there's some some takeaways there. In terms of promoting the community, Chris, how do you get people into the community?
I've never, other than maybe mentioning something in the beginning of like a video, like say, hey, we were testing this. I've never ran ads for the community, other than maybe in a description in a Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube. I've never said, hey, go check this out. You need to get in here. We're closing up fast. Like I never, ever.
Yeah.
Never promoted it.
I think I pushed mine out to my social media once as well. But I've got a question for you on that. Like you've done the same as me, looking around other communities. The AI communities that you see out there have got insane fucking numbers. Do you think that's just because AI is a hot topic, or do you think those guys are using paid ads and everything else to drive people into that community? How do you think they're getting quick success?
Tens of thousands of people into these monthly groups.
It's insane, the numbers.
Yeah, that's when you hear them pitching about that product, School itself, and you hear Sam and I heard Alex and I hear them all talk about it, they all say that within the community itself is that's the most generating for new subscribers to your communities. So I remember most of the people that are in there pitching a community are also pitching how to build a community, or, hey, you could build yourself one around this.
Yeah.
So, sometimes I look at them and I'm like, I'm sure there was definitely a boom with AI. Some of them I look at and I'm like, like, would you spend, this guy over here selling his for $50 a month? Mm-hmm. He's got 1,000 guys, right? Mm-hmm. This guy over here selling it for $250 a month. He's got 5,000 guys. Where are you going?
Yeah.
So I just started looking. I'm like, how much of it is promotional? But there's no question though, that AI stuff was a boom. Did we miss it? I doubt it because it's moving so quickly.
Yeah. That's I think one of my friends, Ryan Durrani, he's got a school community on school.
School.
Sorry, a community, an AI community on school. And yeah, he's doing not bad with it. So I don't think anyone's missed the boat by any stretch of the imagination. I think that that's still a hot topic and something that people can get in about and do more on. So
And everybody wants push easy button.
yeah.
So like you're selling an easy way, you know, you just need to spend the next, like Ryan is into it,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah.
Like, but how much time, honestly, do you think he spent in order to know it?
I think Ryan is.
That's all he does, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
you tell you
exactly.
that's all he does, but he's probably spent the best part of maybe the last year or 18 months, like really uh, obsessing over all of that. Whereas some people just be like, nah, we'll still do SEO, but we'll fuck around a bit with Chat GPT or whatever. So he's
Yep.
went, nah, fuck this. I want
All in.
to be all into this. And I think, probably people like yourself as well, you're probably all into SEO. And when you get into YouTube, you're all in YouTube. You're talking about, I want to do a video a day and all this shit. And you feel bad if you've not done it. That's the kind of all in obsessive approach. And I think there's something in that as well that brings success, for people and probably guys like Eric and stuff there who are in the chat, with what these guys do. They're probably very obsessive with the things that they do. And I know Eric's had back and forth conversation and stuff like that about what he does. And, certainly in recent weeks, he's been given insights and information in terms of email marketing and stuff like that. And or cold outreach, it might be a better word to use for Eric. And that's probably, he can tell you all these little nuances because he's done it 100 times over. So you can see, even just by the stuff that he's saying, don't use your own domain, don't fucking have a link in the first comment, the first email, and all these kind of little tips come from, you can use tell it's experience, right?
Just
So
little lessons,
yeah,
little failures. You're like, oh,
um,
don't do that. Okay, don't do that. Yeah.
and I think the same comes with AI and stuff. Like, what tools do you use? What can you automate? What breaks when and what not to do, and all this fucking bollocks. Where, it take me 3 days to probably do something that someone like Ryan or whatever could do in 10 minutes. So
And that's, man, like screwing around with that make, like, like you can visualize the pieces, and there's even a community, and it'll go through. But you've hit the nail on the head. Like, there's like little nuances. It's hard to describe. Like, it looks easy, and
it's
yes, it is easy, and setting it up easy, but there's like little programs, and then there's freeways, and then there's APIs, and then you're like just spinning. Next thing you know, 4 hours passed, and I got 4 clients dinging me, and I'm like, man, I gotta go.
yeah. No, dude, I think
Yeah.
something happened to me at the weekend actually. And it made me realize what a fucking psychopath I am. So I was out in my boat with a guy called Graham Grieve. He's an SEO guy, a local guy. And I hadn't been in my boat for a while. So my Bluetooth to put on my music on the boat from my phone wasn't connected. So, because I've got a new phone since I was last up in the boat. And I couldn't connect this fucking phone to this Bluetooth stereo. Now, it's just because I couldn't find the settings on the stereo, and I'm getting frustrated and frustrated and frustrated. And I'm like, fucking hell. And I stormed up and I says to Graham, go down and see if you can fucking fix that. And within about 2 seconds, boom, he fixed it. And it's just because I'm impatient and I get dead frustrated and I'm in a rush all of the time. And I can't see things properly, clearly. So, that's when you realize, fuck, sometimes you do need someone else to do
Each
just
piece.
some basic shit where your erratic mindset is just not a good fit for purpose.
You
So
find yourself, see, you see all the pieces or things, But while I'm doing this, I'm already on to, okay, well, okay, here's what we're going to do. Okay, I'm going to message this. I'm going to do this. But you're still doing this.
Yeah,
You do the same thing? Yeah.
I do, but I can't function like that properly and be effective
I hate that.
because nothing gets done properly at that point. I start fucking it all up, and I forget to finish that bit, and I've ran over there, and fucking nothing gets done, and then people are then chasing me, and then I get stressed out, and that's when the whole thing breaks down.
That's where people come in. That's why, like, the difference between before and now, it's like I call that like the spinning plates. Like,
Yeah,
that's like you're spinning them, and it's like, all right, okay, I'm good. Like, here, you hold on to this.
it's
I agree.
yeah, my head. I'm trying to do three things at once, but if Slaughter was to ask me something whilst I've got three things going on in my head, it throws everything out. So if he was to say, "Dude, can you send me this?" I would then start concentrating that, and everything else that I was spinning just fucking falls apart. And then, so him wanting one thing could ruin three other things, and it's just because I just can't do it, and that's obviously a me problem, rather than anything else, not Slaughter's problem.
I'm in
Or,
like another mastermind with this dude Dan Henry, and like that's what he's always saying. He's like, Chris, like that's you that level, that what you got you here. Like, you got to leave that behind and hire out for that to reach your next level.
yeah,
It's like he keeps like that mindset. That was good. That's what got you here. We got to put that to the side, dude. It's time to level up.
no,
I know,
it's
man.
a heart attack waiting to happen if you don't sort it. So, yeah, but
Yep.
guys, put your questions in the chat. We've had enough of a rant about building
yeah.
an SEO community. That was just an introduction, like always, but I think there's some tips and advice in there in terms of platform and stuff like that as well. And and one other little tip is, even for someone like Eric, could he have a community talking about cold outreach
All day.
all day?
Absolutely. There's enough interest there.
Yeah, it's so you don't have to go broad with your community. You can actually niche down into very specific information. So, yeah, but that's all you can really say about building a community.
And something I watched others do within communities, like communities, man, like if cold outreach, Eric, is your thing, who's closest to already having a community based on that, and pay your entry fee, and now you're in.
Yeah,
Like, what can you add? And then next thing you know, you can even propel a business from there. I've watched numerous others do it.
yeah.
Very interesting. Lesson.
So do you do that though? Do you pay to go into other people's communities just to see?
I see, but I do pay for other communities. I used to pay for this one that was called I forget what the heck they had numerous names, but they were doing like testing as well. Other than like Kyle's and SIA, like I was in that early on, but now it's more into I'm more looking at scaling teams, understanding people, communication, setting up events. Like my mindset is more in scaling a team and management of team.
Yeah.
It's like that's what matters to me.
One question on this: if you were to go and pay to be in someone's community right now, would you use your own name or a fake name?
Fake name.
Any idea what that fake name would be?
Probably Jake Fletcher. Jake Fletcher.
So did we have this conversation before? I don't know if it was with you or someone else.
Maybe privately, but yeah.
Has someone...
I always feel like
rejected someone from your community going, nah, I know what they're here for, like, fuck off?
Multiple times, even in the store. I've ejected people if I feel as though they're too close, or if I think they're a competition in some way, or like they have a negative light. Like, we'll just
refund
IP.
But yeah, I remember having that conversation with, I think it was you, not that long ago, where we were like, yeah,
I had that happen. It was like for maps. I had to, you're out of here.
Yeah.
I have a lot of fun. I have lots of fun. No negative though.
Nah,
I do have fun though. But if I were to do it, yes, definitely. My favorite name is Jake Fletcher. It was a friend that I grew up with. Either him or Josh Nebb. just friends from the
Neb.
past, like childhood. Neb was his last name. Yeah.
Jeez. They're better names compared to you, Slorry. Slorry's
Willie Pearson.
Willie Pearson is one of Slorry's. Eric Sean.
And I swear you sent me a guy, like, I won't get too close, but it's like London. And like he has like the niche is just, it's dominated. And he's like, hey, Craig sent me over here. He said you could definitely help me, and I'm looking. And like it's just 3 pages of, these guys have been here 20 years. Like it's like an impossible. Maps is possible. Everything else. And he's like, yeah, Craig said you could definitely help, and I'm looking at the comp. I'm looking at the key term variations, other services, other areas. And like, he's just rocked. And I'm like, Craig.
No, dude, it's not me, man. It's not called to do with me.
I was like, dude, I can't help you. Like, I want to. Right,
nothing to do with me, man.
But then he's like, oh, okay, I have another niche. He's like, forget that one. Yeah, it's fun. I was like, oh, you guys. Set up.
Did you think that was a fake persona from me?
No. Oh, no. He showed his face like he showed up. No, I didn't think it was fake. No. But I thought it was like, hey, there's no way in heck, but let's go see if he tries. Because he was looking to buy, hey, how many of the most expensive thing do you have that I could buy? And I was like, nah, let me take a look quick. And then it was like, no.
My fake, Gabriel says, my fake name would be SEO on Connery. Bad joke.
My fake name would be
Sean Connery, or he's put it as SEO on Connery.
Oh.
So
reading this right here, I went on, I'll just say Reddit. Like, dude, that dude was real. That gentleman, dude, we what's that word, like when you poke the bear, like you get riled up, like it's like a feeling, like they talk about it all the time, like when somebody gets like really flustered.
Yeah.
Like, you've what's the word? Like I would do it to you, and then you're like really mad, like I've triggered you.
Yeah,
like, he was super triggered. Like commented posts in like 100 and something thousand group, like a main group in Reddit. Like, dude, we triggered this dude big time, bro.
Was he talking about us in this group?
He didn't, not our names, because I would say thank you for that. Maybe I should trigger him a little more, get a little free shout.
Yeah. Nah, I had a feeling that was someone out looking for trouble.
But there's no question that author profiles definitely boost your SEO.
Yeah. But you get guys like that want to argue that black's white or vice versa.
I couldn't, like, I go in there all the time. I was like, wow, like I know somebody that gets like this. Her name is Kelly. That's my girlfriend. She does stuff like that.
But nah, I think I could tell straight away. But for me, people like that, when they talk like that, it shows pure naivety and lack of experience in the industry. They claim to have been around for a long time, but they have this approach, and you're like, no one with any experience is ever going to agree with you. So. Yeah.
There's never any hard and fast. Well, there's some things, but in SEO, I've noticed there's always variables.
Yeah.
No question. Like you can't just, what's the, you're very, like it's one side or the other. It's called, man, these words are slipping my mind today.
One way or another.
Yeah, it's like one way or another. Yeah.
But nah, like you say, there's more than one way to skin a cat, and it's all opinion based, I guess. So, but guys, where the hell is all the questions? I do not know what is. Fuck, I'm just going to check YouTube again to see what has happened. But guys, any questions, keep them coming. But again, I am leaving this. Yeah, so it is showing up as live now in YouTube, but I'm never using this platform again. I'm not going to burn them publicly, but dude, this platform's given me a headache a few times for shit like this. So
yeah, I've never experienced it, but then again, I was always looking for the next best deal.
Yeah.
So if you find another streaming, like I like the ability of the streaming because then when you're abroad or whatever, you can just log into your app and boom, it works.
Yeah.
The desktop version won't do that. So I do like that.
Yeah.
You don't like this better than StreamYard?
I do, but the StreamYard, why did I move from StreamYard again? There was something that was going on with StreamYard that I didn't like. And I thought it's time to change to try something different. And obviously this, I think it was you that recommended it actually.
I use.
You mentioned this and I looked at it and I'm like, fuck, it looks like it does all the stuff. And in general, it's been good, but there's just a few times where when I'm trying to go live, it's not popping the stuff out to all of the individual places. And obviously, if it doesn't go out to YouTube as it should, then no one's getting notifications that we're live, and therefore your live is not fucking valid. Now, obviously, if I do that and YouTube thinks I've went live, because I had to delete the old video, and then I'm doing another one.
And then on Facebook, you click on it and it takes you nowhere, and it's just an issue. Then you got to go back and clean it up.
Yeah.
It's like,
so it's a fucking nightmare.
Unacceptable. That's why we pay the fee.
Yeah.
So it works.
Exactly.
Yep.
And nerdy, yes, my VA is in the reflection on the TV. So he's still.
Is that that's not a VA.
That's Laurie.
More like HB.
That is my VA.
Like, really?
In terms of the salary that I give him, which is nothing.
Cookies, biscuits, coffee.
Yeah.
Beer, maybe.
So, yeah. So I would call him a bit of a VA. There's definitely something in there. He's not getting.
That would be a cool VA, though, to hang out with. Slurry's cool.
But he's got 20. He's got 28 pages. Someone's dropped. Was it 14 months? 14 months. He's been trying to get content off of someone, and they've literally dropped 28 pages of literal dog shit right on his lap, and he's got to go and fucking fix it all and shit like that. So, 14 months. He's been fighting to get the content, and then they've just literally dropped.
I don't want it anymore.
He's just like, man, this is hard work. So he's been working on it all day. It's not something you can just copy and paste over to the website, put it that way. So
was it like a penny a word or something?
No, it's a website build.
A website build on Cadence. So you've now got to build that website based on what they've given you. All right, I thought you were just copying and pasting. The website was already built and you just had to put the pages on.
Oh, no, I'm building out stuff for you.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
right.
He uses Cadence? Is that his primary builder? Cadence?
Yeah, he loves it, man.
Ah.
He
Is that what you use too?
I have used it. Slorry's built a couple of websites for me in the past and he used it. It's fine, it works well, it's clean, but it's obviously first and foremost is more comfortable for him. He can throw websites together very, very quickly using Cadence. So, I've sat with other people in my office, like Gemma, for example, and you threw a website together in an hour for her using Cadence. So, I mean, and they look decent.
They look good. They're quick. Yeah.
Yeah. So
a couple people use it.
But yeah, he doesn't shift away from it. Cadence. I actually didn't like Cadence because he kept going on about it, and I'm just like, it's easier for me just not to like it, just to go against him, just for shits and giggles. But nah, by all accounts,
does he like breakdance? Like breakdance?
Never used it.
No.
No. Cadence, man.
Cadence. That's fair.
You never Elementor or anything.
I used it on it, but I know Chris hates it. It's all
that's the one I feel the same way.
I'm building something, I'll always build it with.
What was the old one? Like I used to have loads of websites built on Divi. And dude, the builder broke. Like they stopped updating or some fucking thing. So I had all of these old websites using the Divi theme, and the fucking Divi theme broke. Or the fucking builder in the back end broke, and I couldn't fucking change anything in the website. It was just a nightmare. It was just fucking timing out, and you're like, this is a fucking disaster. So a whole bunch of websites we had to fucking flip onto a new template, all because fucking Divi and their stupid page builder stopped working. I don't know if Divi still works now or they ever updated that, but I moved away from Divi. But Divi was the thing at the time that I used to abuse. Every fucking thing was on Divi, man.
Abuse. I remember when they switched to cloud. I just never liked the speed. I like Breakdance and Oxygen. I really like those Thrive themes, but they're so slow.
Dude, Oxygen is fucking clunky, man. That is slow as well.
Well, that's why Breakdance, it's the same, but has a much nicer UI. Just easy. It's got Elementor's UI, but it's Oxygen's framework.
Wait a minute, I need to look at it. Breakdance.
Yeah, IO. They really like it. It's really good. And then they have an add-on, like to give you like the Webflow functionalities, like all the fancy crap that everybody wants.
Mm-hmm.
So then you could there's a Breakdance designs or something. It's just like an add-on for like $50, and then boom, now I have all the designs. It's easy, it's pretty, it's fast, code's clean as heck. Really like it.
That looks decent, man.
It's decent. It's
although,
a great tool. Highly recommended. Breakdance, come pay me.
Are you an affiliate of these by any chance?
No, I only affiliate me.
And
you, if you want.
But no, that looks decent, man. It's always good to know what is out there. But yeah, I'll stick with Cadence and Slurry for now. But Nerdy has a question. If you were to build an SEO community but weren't already known in the industry, what would you do to start? Would you set up a Reddit or Discord and just start asking questions? No YouTube. So if there was no YouTube and you weren't known,
I would join. Where's the communities at? I'd go join the other communities and add as much as you possibly can. Now you're in front of the buyers, already interested in your niche, and we know that they're buyers, and then you're already providing value, building rapport. It's the path of least resistance, in my opinion.
Whether that's a Facebook group, Reddit, Discord, if you go in and flex that you know what you're talking about, I think people will be very quickly going, just by the vocabulary and the things that you say, people will be like, this guy clearly knows what they're talking about.
Yeah, but I noticed like at least on Facebook and Reddit too, the gatekeepers, if there's any difference of opinion though, you'll get slapped down. So that's why if it's pay to play and I just pay my fee and I'm in, it's a much easier path.
Yeah.
If there's anything there or any type of promotion, or if there's I don't know, I've had trouble on these platforms, but that's me, I guess.
Yeah, that's why I don't do a lot of Facebook groups in particular. I used to, when I was trying to grow the personal branding stuff, I used to go into the Facebook groups and I would try and help people and answer questions. But there would always be someone, like you say, who disagrees. And then you go back and forth. And somehow, because I'm disagreeing with someone's friend, I get fucking kicked out. And you're like, so I can't actually argue my opinion. I wasn't being rude and saying bad things to people or anything like that, but I was like, nah, you're wrong, whatever. And get kicked out for things like that as well. So I actually make a point now of not joining Facebook groups for that very reason. I don't have time to sit and argue. If you think that whatever you do is the right way, I respect for that. If you're making money and you can sit there, hand on your heart, going, I'm making money, who the hell am I to suggest otherwise? And fair play to you. But equally, I'm not going to sit there knowing full well that you don't make any money and tolerate your fucking nonsense, and just sit there and not say anything. So if you're sitting there going, I'm the big I am and I'm doing X, Y, and Z, and and the reality is you've not got a fucking pot to piss in, then no one's going to listen. So whether it be me or whether it be someone else, someone is going to confront you asking questions, and that is where the problems arise. So yeah, and I don't like getting kicked out of other people's communities. So setting up my own means that I can't get kicked out. I hope.
You know what got a lot of engagement? I don't recommend this. If you already have an existing account, if you go into this was really good. I thought it was genius. I know everything about SEO. Prove me wrong. As a thread on Black Hat, like I watched somebody, dude. I think there's like 1.3 thousand replies in there, like just ding, 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 and then just like, dude, I was like, wow, that's a pretty good idea. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong. What?
Oh, dude, you could be controversial. I think, when you were mentioning Big Chase earlier, I think when Chase was starting to build up his personal brand, now some of the details might be slightly wrong, but he used to say some fucking crazy shit about SEO, like, yeah, look at this, I ranked for this and I don't, but I didn't use any backlinks and all that stuff, and it was all doctored and face shopped and everything. He was just saying stuff to get a reaction. People would fight and give it the engagement it needed. And obviously, you see nowadays, guys like Andrew Tate or whatever, they're saying things to provoke a reaction and get engagement, and things blow up. But I think Chase was doing stuff like that, a whole bunch of years ago, and I think many others have as well. But you can see why that works. You could literally go in there, light the gas and run, and just watch everything blow.
But that's. I've had private conversations, but like, you gotta, mental state is an interesting thing. You think you don't care,
It's very difficult when people are coming after you and calling this and that, and
it's just like, I don't know. It's an interesting thing. So yeah, the controversy is cool, but man, like some of like those big ones, like the most, like you said his name, Tate. Like, can you imagine that? Like, oh jeez.
He probably couldn't walk the shopping mall or anything without someone trying to go for him. Like, I genuinely believe that guy has to have security. I don't think that guy could roam the streets.
I mean, that's an extreme. Polarizing is the word from before too. Polarizing. Yeah. He's super polarizing.
It's interesting dynamic from him, but it's worked. Clearly works. That type of marketing, if you want to call it that, clearly does work. So
it's effective. That's one way to do it.
You could do that, Nerdy, if you wanted to.
I prefer the slow, consistent route. But hey, there's all kinds of ways.
I know, like for you, we've done the live stream for 5 years and all that kind of stuff, and you've done God knows how many videos. You've been to events, you've hosted events. I think that approach is always the best. If money and time and everything is allowed, but but if your back's against the wall, Nerdy, then
there's lots of ways to fire them up.
And I think people are so touchy in this industry in particular. It wouldn't be that hard to get a lot of bites from the community in general if you wanted to go down that approach.
Dealing with people that literally sit on the computer all day, every day.
Yeah,
like they were looking for something to do.
So yeah, you could be biting off more than you can chew though. With some of the people that are out there, but yeah, that's some food for thought anyway, Nerdy.
Food for thought.
Controversy creates cash, says Eric Bischoff. From Eric Bischoff. And I believe that actually Jonesy said that to me when we were in the Philippines. He's like, when there's controversy around his name, his till starts dinging even faster. He says it's weird how that works, but people are obviously out there shit talking him or whatever, and it's the till's still ringing for him. So it's a
wild thing.
It's a wild thing, man.
I
But
don't like. I just don't. I like peace.
no, peace and quiet is good,
Yeah.
man. Like,
I just want to do my thing and
I
help
can't be bothered.
help this guy, help this lady. Help little Chris.
Yeah,
Help me.
I think if you can do it without being a douchebag, do it that way. Absolutely. I don't like to, not know who's coming up to me to punch me in the face at an event or whatever. So, um, controversy equals branded searches as well, which is always a good thing, Eric. I think that's a nice, solid trust signal. When your names or your branded search is increasing, you're starting to make it in the world. So, yeah. But any last minute questions, guys? We've got a few minutes before we wrap up. But yeah, in a slow session
Restream.
because of Restream. I wasn't going to say their name, but fuck me. But yeah, that is super, super annoying because what happens, Chris, is on Facebook, that other link, I've pulled that down as well, and I didn't have time. I'm rushing, so it's all fucked, which is a pain.
And then the initial people that might have been there, like, no, never mind it. And then, dang it.
Oh man,
I'm thinking about doing a live. I'm gonna see if they torture me.
Yeah,
Watch, they will now. I was like, they're never gave me a problem. Now I did notice something that made me very, very sad, and I just took it as with stride. Is I got approved for LinkedIn Live.
Right.
They asked for a reconnect within Restream, and when I logged back in, I was disapproved. And I'm like, what the heck? Also, same exact thing I was on for TikTok. I think like TikTok brand, like where you're allowed to go live and then it'll stream like up and down.
Yeah.
I was approved. Everything was golden. I had the link. Like everything was great. Golden. Same exact thing. It was like a reconnect. Like everything had to reconnect. Facebook and everything still worked, YouTube, but those two, like I just took it like, oh, something happened, but I don't know. The LinkedIn one made me sad.
Yeah.
The TikTok, I was like, I don't care.
LinkedIn's decent, actually. LinkedIn's decent.
I like LinkedIn.
Yeah. But also, sadly, the software that pushes it out to the platforms bugged out on us, so it didn't push it out to where it should have. So I then had to stop and start again. But yeah, it's all fucking ballsed up. It's the software. You plug it all in, connect all your socials and YouTube and everything else, and it's supposed to just
go
with no hassle. But it's not the first time this has happened.
Doesn't Zoom do this too, though? I noticed like within where you can, because I've been just doing like clips inside of there because I really like it. It does it in 1080, and I noticed you can like link the platforms. I don't know about all the connectivity, but it's freaking Zoom. I was looking at
Zoom.
that.
I've got Zoom, so that would
be sick.
Yeah. And Ursol, well, here's the thing how it works, Ursol. So when I go into Restream and click go live, what happens is obviously it will go out to social media, including YouTube. People will get an email saying, Craig and Chris are live or whatever. They get their notification and people will come in
from all the platforms.
Yeah. So that's how the fucking thing goes. And obviously if that part doesn't work, then how the hell is anyone ever going to know that that you're live? So yeah, that's the frustrating thing. It's just the fucking platform, man. It's frustrating as hell, but that's the problem with technology. It's good when it works.
The only other one is definitely not Melon. You don't like Restream, no StreamYard. The only other one I see is out there that looks juicy to me is that Riverside. But don't take my recommendations.
No, this was your recommendation, and look where we're at.
And it looks good. It did work good for a second.
Yeah. No, I think it is. It's a nice platform and everything. It's just buggy. But yeah,
it's crazy.
It's it is what it is.
I guess that's it for today.
That is us. Yeah,
It's fun.
it's us. But we will be back at the same time next week. Do check out Randy the News Guy. The logo's above, the link is below, and check out Mr. Chris Palmer, SEO, wherever
There you
you
go.
might find him. YouTube, Facebook, whatever website he's got, chrispalmer.org.
That's not going anywhere
Yeah,
until I get the calm
yeah.
one day.
But
You guys have a great day.
see you